Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of the deluxe Gaburevolver from Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger. I guess it doesn't say DX on the box. I hope Zyuden doesn't come after me. But anyhow, if you don't know, this is the new weapon changer device for the latest Sentai, Zyuden Sentai Kyoryuger, as I just said. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. We always go over the packaging, but it's kind of in particular special for this one since it's a new line. So we got a cool picture of Kyoryu right over here being all cool and like Tyrannosaurus-like. Then you got a picture of the Gaburevolver right here being all awesome. And then it shows the two batteries that you get with it, the Gaburevolver and the Stymero. On the side, you've got a picture of this being really dark because my light on my camera isn't on, and then it becomes light because he's like, look how awesome I am, and he's like, hell yeah, dinosaurs. So he's just sitting there wielding the gun, and it shows what you get with it yet again. In case you forgot, another picture of him doing an action pose on the side. On the top here you get this really cool stock photo of like all of them with this sort of shade over them, and it just looks really cool. And then it says Gaburevolver on top of here, which is the noise it makes when you place batteries in it. And then the top is just like the name and stuff as usual. And then on the back you basically get to see what it does. Let's go over here a little bit. So you get a picture of it. Shows how it functions with the batteries and stuff like that. It shows how it can work with the Gaburevolver. And then it shows like the other things in the line, such as the Kyoryugen and like the little capsule things and gashapons and all that. Basically just gives you an overview of everything else in the line. So let's go ahead and we're going to move the box out and bring the toy in. So here we have the Gaburevolver and the two batteries. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look at the batteries first just to get them out of the way before using them for sounds. So if you didn't know, the gimmick for this year is dinosaur batteries. You call them beast batteries or Judenshi. They are each based on a different dinosaur. They all feature the same sort of outer shell design, which is just basically like a battery, and then you've got this sort of cool spiking movement, which I guess was for electricity, and then just basically kind of makes a dinosaur type shape here with the teeth and stuff like that. Over on the side, they each have their own individual little sort of dinosaur logo. Obviously you have one for Gaburevolver here. This one is battery number 1. On the inside there's a little picture here. This one is the sparkly version. You got a picture right there, and you can see like the holofoilness around him. And if you press this button, it'll flip around to this version, which just looks like an X-ray. But so you can do that back and forth like that, and it's actually kind of addicting for some reason. But anyway, so that's fun. And then here on the back it says the name Gaburevolver, and as you can see, like, the red continues. And I really appreciate little details like the fact that it has the plus minus here. And on this over here you have the little like pegs that are going to press the buttons inside the Gaburevolver for noises. But I also appreciate that it also includes like the plus minus sides of batteries. You can see the little nub there and the no nub there. So it's kind of cool. It's like a battery, and I think the gimmick's really cool. Like, dinosaurs and batteries is just kind of cool. Anyhow, here's the other one. You get Stymero. It's all pink and cool. Not quite as cool as Pink Triceratops, because it's more like Pink Triassic Ranger or something. But anyhow, so you have its little holofoil picture here as well. You can flip it back and forth. Its unique design reflected here. This is number 14. Its color, the main outer shell, looks the same. Here are its little one button, and then its battery things. So very cool. And so if I ever mispronounce anything in any of these reviews about the dinosaurs, I honestly don't care. I'm just gonna say that right now. Feel free to go all paleontologist on me and be like, oh, but it's called this, or why'd you pronounce it like this? Because I felt like it. So I'm not trying to be an ass, but I just really don't care. And if you're gonna be nitpicky over the way someone says things, then whatever. Anyhow, so let's go ahead and now we'll actually take a look at the toy. It is very, very cool. I'm always like a big fan of dinosaurs, which sounds really funny to say. I'm actually going to set these more aside. So I always usually like dino-themed things, and this in particular is just awesome. It's pretty much based off of a revolver. It's like a double-barreled revolver dinosaur gun. It also, like, it's going to have a combined mode that's more of a shotgun, but it also reminds me of a shotgun because of like the double-barreledness. But it's a really cool design, done in the style of like a dinosaur head here. It's got, you know, primarily yellow color. Got some red and gray accents going on and the black accents here. It just looks really cool. The color scheme in general of it fits the show's sort of theme and tone very well. All the paint on it looks very nice. It looks really good on the shelf, and it looks really good on the display and stuff. As you can see there, it looks very nice. Here's the other side. Nicely painted as well. It's also a very nice size. If you can see in my hand, it feels really nice. It's got a nice weight to it. In addition to feeling like a nice size, what's really great is that it almost seems like it's 1-to-1 scale, like you're getting a prop, just because in the show it's not like an overly large gun. This is actually pretty much the size of it, and I can imagine it actually being a bit big in a Japanese child's hand when they get this. But it's a very nice size for me, and it fits very well, and it feels like a prop, and I don't feel like I'm holding a little toy. So they did a very good job on that. But yeah, so that's about it for the look of it. Obviously you have the trigger here. Over here there is this little lever which basically releases this here, so you can pull this up, and this is where you lift this up to place the batteries in. There's the 2 slots there, and then you can place it down. You can also actually pull it up without pressing the safety thing, but I'm not sure if it's going to break it or not, but you can do that. So like you can theoretically go like this if you want, so like an actual revolver. Speaking of revolver, this is like usually where the chamber would be, and this spins. It's going to be used for noises, obviously. Speaking of noises, let's go ahead and get into that. So for noises, we're just going to turn this on, and all the lights are going to come from here. Just on its own like this, it can make a standard shooting noise by pressing the trigger. So like that, and then you can like rapid fire it. And that is what it does there. So now we're going to do the transformation, so let's open up the chamber. So as you saw, there is a top and bottom slot. You're going to want to use the bottom slot always for transformation. If you put it in the top slot, it will just make no noise really. I'll show that actually in a second. And you can actually place the battery in either direction. It doesn't really matter. It will work. So press it in. It'll make that noise, and then we're going to clamp it down. So it'll say Gaburevolver, and then it'll say the name of the dinosaur you just put in. And then when you press the trigger, it will not make any additional sounds. So anyhow, let's go ahead and spin this to do the transformation. So it'll just make that pretty catchy jingle for quite a while until you press the trigger. So there we go, that's the transformation. As you saw, it was a jingle. I actually quite like the little jingle. It's actually pretty catchy, and it fits the theme of the show very well. And then after that, when you spin this, I don't know what I was trying to say, spin this, it'll make a final attack noise. It'll kind of go into its own little jingle until you press it. So it'll just keep doing that. So to say Pamela, I think it says Pamela, so that's what I'm going to say. So it says Pamela, and then it'll say a unique type of attack sound based off the dino's name. So for Gaburevolver, it's Gaboom, so that's pretty cool. So now we'll go ahead and do Stymeros on its own. And to pull them out, you just press these little levers, and they pop right out. This is for the bottom, and this is for the top. So we're going to go ahead and drop Stymero, and then we're going to go ahead and put it in. Alright, let's lock it in. And then we are going to, we have to go through the henshin again. There's the jingle. Alright, so now, final attack. See, that according to me said Pamela Melon. Okay, so now, there are 2 slots, and you can put both batteries in for varied attack combinations. So we're going to go ahead and stick Gaburevolver on the top now, and do it like this. So let's go. So it'll say both names, and of note, when you have 2 batteries in there, when you spin this, it will always go to final attack. It will not cycle through the henshin first, as with 1 battery. So that time it says Pamela Mucho, and then it will say the bottom one with more of a sort of bored tone, and the top one with more of an excited tone. So you can switch them out. Come on, there we go. And place Stymero at the top, and you can place Gaburevolver on the bottom to change the tone that they get. So let's do that. So let's do it again. So it's like really excited about melons. And then in addition, it also has another sound when you push it back up and back down. It says Mecha Mucha. I say it says Mitchell Muso. So that's just me though. So it says that, which is for summoning their weapons. But that is pretty much it for what it does when you get it out of the box. Just to show you, actually, quickly, if you do just place one on the top, it'll just make that, if you can hear it, it's like a very light clicking noise. So it's almost like a very silent error message. So that's what it'll do if you try to do a henshin sequence or just a single battery with one on the top. So anyhow, that is about it for now. This can read, all the batteries are going to be coming out. There's going to be 23 Judenshi, and then there's going to be Super Sentai teams, and we don't even know how much after that. So overall, I really, really like this changer. As I said, I'm a big fan of dinosaur motifs, and this sort of gun changer thing that looks like a dinosaur is really awesome. I absolutely love the design. I love the concept of the batteries and like loading them in there. I really got used to the voice. It's kind of like the Mobirates. When you first hear it, you're like, oh, that's kind of obnoxious, but then you get kind of used to it, and it definitely fits the tone of the show. And there's some really fun sounds. I really like the jingle. A lot of different variations you can do by switching up two different batteries for, you know, different tones of the way they say it. So it's overall just a really awesome changer. So if you're a fan of Kyoryuger or just the motif and you're not watching the show, I can still recommend it. It's a really, really great changer. It's a good piece to your collection. It's a good sort of focal point to have of the collection that's going to be important for all the batteries. So definitely recommended. Very, very awesome changer. I enjoy it quite a bit. So that's about it. Until next time, make sure you check out the Crazy Podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. Till next time, it's Dawson Ryder. One other thing that I forgot to show is that this thing can actually transform into a sword. I know it doesn't look like it at all, but it's like one of those pillow pets where you turn it inside out. So you just have to pull it apart, and then there we go. See, if you just flip it completely inside out, it'll become a sword. They don't all do that. It's mainly a feature of the other Blue Ranger and Kyoryuger, Kyoryu Other Blue. So I just wanted to point that out.